Dark with your host, the Network Junkie, which is going to always keep you updated to the latest what's happening. And what's happening right now is we are live every Monday from 9 to 10 p.m. right here on YouTube, Facebook, and also Instagram. I am coming to you from my home studio, one of my home studios, so please excuse the noise in the background, but we are live with it. Make sure you share the message, let everybody know to tap in because it's networking after dark. I'm gonna go ahead and let a few of you chime on in. I'm gonna get my notes together. Today we're gonna be talking about the upcoming events. So I'm gonna be sharing different events that we have coming up for the rest of this year and also up into next year as well. So just a few of them today, but make sure you are following on all social media networks. That's DA.Network Junkie, JUNKIEY, because I solely get high off of this right here. Getting the information to you, making sure that we make business and make community make sense. So that's what we're here to do. So let's do it. Again, share the message. I'm going to see which filter I want to go with today. Bop. Hmm. I like the black and white though, y'all. The black and white just makes it just black and white. Like I love the get straight to the point. So I'm gonna go ahead and get our way into it. Again, let me go ahead and go live on Facebook. If you're not following me on Facebook, please go follow today. Let's help these numbers get there and go through there. Okay. How do we do that? You have to share, you have to like, and you have to just go ahead and tag a friend and tell them to come follow and why. Okay. So again, I'm live. I'm about to get ready to go live on Facebook. So if I drop you over here on YouTube, go over to Facebook and follow, and don't hesitate to go to Instagram as well. Peace and power, family. We are live. Yes, we are live. I'm currently live on YouTube and also on Facebook. I will be going live on Instagram shortly. Welcome. Come on in here, everyone. I just want to give a shout out to you guys. Thank you for watching because I will not be here without you amazing following, just tuning in every Monday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. every Monday evening. I appreciate all of you. Also, got to give a shout out to my amazing sponsors only because they're amazing. So I'm gonna give a shout out to From Women's to Queen. We have to give a shout out to 100% Women. We got to give a shout out to the Queen Shredded Jewels. We got to give a shout out to Victoria's Sites. We got to give a shout out to Black Tax. We got to give a shout out to um, Still Got Frames too. What about Cleaning to the T, Wick and Whack Community, Candles, excuse me, Wick and Whack Candles, um, Uniquely Crystal, the Sisters in Atlanta, also King of Bling, Hall Star, Business Center. Who else? I'm trying not to forget anyone. Geez, it's just so many. Third Design Nonprofit, and again, the network group. Everybody that's a boss junkie. Shout out to you guys. And if I miss you, it's not by purpose, on purpose. Just know that I love you as well, and we appreciate all of your support. Make sure you share, get active in the comments. Let us know where you're coming in from. I'm currently in Detroit, Michigan, born and raised, 313, gang, all that good stuff. So anyway, we're about to go ahead and get into it. About to get into it. Today is networking after dark. And I was like, so what will I like to bring to the network today? I figured the latest was happening. All right. It only makes sense. We haven't did one of them posts in a minute. So I said, well, let's just talk about the latest activity that's going on right now in the city of Detroit and around metro areas. And so one of the things that is coming up is this Wednesday is going to be a Blackout 2022 event, and it will be taking place. Let me see. I got notes, y'all. I got notes. It's going to be taking place again on the 23rd, and it's Blackout 22 Friendsgiving. So make sure you come on out, meet the makers, come and just come find out what we have going on in the community, in business, and what we got going on for Black Friday sales as well. Because Black Friday is one of the biggest shopping experiences of the year, including Cyber Monday as well. So let's make sure that we are generating our own dollars during that time. And that includes in your community. So, whatever community you're in, you want to make sure that you patronize that area. And if you're in predominantly black areas, you want to make sure that you also incorporate your dollars right there in that community as well. And we'll talk more about that a little later. So let's get back on this event. It's Blackout 22 Friendsgiving, and it'll be taking place on the 23rd between 5 p.m. and 12 a.m. So make sure y'all come on out. It's going to be free food. You can bring a dish if you like. Just make sure your kitchen clean. I'm just saying. You can bring your own bottle, so that is offered to you guys as well. And then the address is 19610 Plymouth. 19610 Plymouth. Again, this is going to be presented by who? Let me see. Let me make sure I get that right. Oh, in pros we trust. Oh, I liked that. In pros we trust. Okay. So make sure y'all go follow today. Again, this will be taking place on the 23rd between 5 and 12 a.m. Give or take a few moments. And it's the Blackout 22 sale. So make sure y'all come out and meet and greet with the makers of Detroit City. And they're going to have a few other vendors in the building as well. I'll be in there representing the network junkie because I only make it make sense, right? So we're going to be promoting our actual Black Friday and encouraging those to generate Black dollars and at least to bring awareness to. Okay. Also, we have from Women's to Queens, we're going to be offering transportation and also a few other places. I did not get any calls back from one location, so I'm not for sure if they're going to even need transportation this year. But we do offer transportation for those that are doing Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, or whatever in that situation when it goes to giving back to the community. But it's those that you can't reach. We have transportation for the east side, and we have transportation for the west side as well of Detroit. And if it has to be somewhere in the surrounding areas, just let us know, and we will try to make sure that we can meet them needs as well. Again, shout out to the network group. What your network do, we support in real life. But from Women's to Queens, have a community Thanksgiving event that's going to be taking place on Thanksgiving, which is the 24th of this year between 12 and 3 p.m. And that will be taking place at 2201 Elmhurst. And that is in Detroit, Michigan. That is 2201 Elmhurst. So y'all make sure y'all come out. And if you guys are in the area, please come by. Just give some thanks and give a donation or come drop off some additional food or come and eat and chill and come grow and learn about your community leaders and what we got going on again on that day. So if you are free, come by, check us out, see what we got going on, and see how you can actually contribute with your aid and service as well. It is welcome. We also have our fifth annual Bring Back. I was about to say Bring Back Black History. Oh, I can't wait till we pop that back off again. Our fifth annual Black Friday Generating Black Dollars Cyber Shopping Bazaar. So that will be taking place on the 25th to 26th, the 27th, and the 28th. That's how long the discounts is going to be rolling for. We have discounts from anywhere from 10% to 75% off. So you definitely want to come take advantage of our Black Friday sale. So it's going to be local business and also it's going to be businesses from abroad as well. So we have a slew full of speakers that's going to be coming out, y'all. We got our superheroes that's going to be speaking about the importance of generating black dollars and what that looks like. So we have to be accountable for delivering the message of why it's important to generate black dollars, especially during some of the biggest and I'm talking about greatest times of the year in the spending power during the holiday time. So Easter, Thanksgiving, which is Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and even Christmas. Them are some of the highlighted discounts that big corporations make sure that they cater to the black dollar because honestly, the black dollar is the one that's spending the most right now. I think it's anywhere from right now, they're saying probably 2022 to 2023 is a 1.8 trillion. Like last year was around 1.6 trillion in spending power when it came to the black dollar. Now, that's just showing you that we not broke. Like, so it's a myth when they say that black people is broke. That's totally a myth. If our spending power dominates that much, we're dang on sure it's not broke. It's just where we're spending our funds. So for between the days of the 25th to the 28th, excuse me, of November 2022, we're going to be sharing little tidbits with business owners, nonprofits, youth designers, and also local businesses. We're going to be sharing different ways that you can generate dollars, how you can participate in community funding, and how you can make sure that you're making an imprint in your community as well as a business owner. So if that interests you, please chime on over. We don't really know what this actually is going to look like. We have to create the narrative. It's no right and wrong answer, I can say at this point. At least we're trying to do something, and I just encourage myself and the network group, our committee, just encourage everyone, no matter where you at. If you are in a community, excuse me, you need to make sure that you are generating your dollars in that community where you reside. Outside of that, if it's in a black community, you need to also demand that the businesses and the churches and the schools all play a role in that community as well. So you have to attend some of these meetings. You know, I know a lot of us say we're not political and things like that, but you really just need to understand what that means, because honestly, you need to be. Why? Because you have a chance to let your voice be heard in your community. So again, if you want to hear more about what that looks like, make sure that you chime in Business Saturday, because we have some superheroes that's a part of our panel, and I'll just drop a couple names of individuals that's going to be out. We have Z Malachi that's out in North Carolina. Shout out to him. That's Black Tax Agency. He's going to be talking about, the importance of coming together as a collective to establish ourselves in our funding force. So to understand what that looks like. So again, make sure y'all chime in. Also, we have Chris Allen from Still Got Frames. He's going to be talking about the importance of bridging the gap when it comes to business and community, and just the importance of financial literacy as well. We got Victoria Sites, photography, just speaking from that experience that she went through of being firstly just being a hobby and actually making a profession out of her craft, and also being a community activist. We have Chris Rusty, and they are from, both of them are Chris Allen and Victoria Sites, from Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. And then we have Chris Rusty from Kentucky, is a professional educator, speaker, and entrepreneur as well. He's going to be talking about the political aspect of showing up in our community and the importance of it, and making sure that we have that knowledge to know how to navigate through. So who else do we have? We also have Blacksmith. He's going to be speaking from a local artist and a businessman point of view, and teaching the importance of Black business, and also what that looks like as being a local artist and a community activist. He's very active in the development of the city and also the people. So he'll be speaking as well. Then we have Miss Dayana from Third Design Nonprofit. She's going to be coming in speaking from the site of a youth entrepreneur. So she's going to be sharing some of her experiences that she went through the last few years as being a mentee within a nonprofit. And then we have a few others that's going to be joining us, but we have to get their content. I want to make sure that we are touching and meeting the needs of our leaders and also our youth. That is very important. So we are looking for a few more youth to join on, just share their experience about what it is to be a youth entrepreneur in today's era, what it is to own your own business and be able to still, have that freedom business, that, excuse me, create a freedom business with your 9 to 5. I think that was one of the conversations that we were actually having not too long ago, is how do you allow your 9 to 5, to be able to fund your freedom business? A lot of times we don't even understand what that means. So just being able to articulate in a matter where anyone can understand, even from a child to an adult, so without using big college words and all of this old extras when it comes to trying to deliver a message to somebody that's already heard the story 4 or 5 times and read the books and everything. We're going to directly be speaking to individuals, the lower hanging fruits of the community. We're going to be speaking to individuals that do not have degrees, that may not even graduated from high school, that may not even made it out of middle school. So these are the individuals that we're going to be speaking to around the time of the 24th to the 28th. And we're just going to solely be just sharing different resources on how to and be empowered in your situation, how to learn the money that's in your pocket, how to not lose the money that's in your pocket in senseless, purchases. So one of the things I wanted to touch on is the power that we have in our spending dollar, and what are we doing to be able to capitalize off of that. And a few things that our collective decided to do is bring forth our skills, our talents, our services, and our product right to you during Black Friday, which is again one of the biggest shopping experiences of the year. Our spending power, again, when it comes to the dollar spent, the black dollar spending power is over 1.6 trillion as of last year, and it's steady growing and steady rising. But our net worth is steady dropping. And in order for that to stop, we have to learn how to generate the dollars within our community. We have to learn how to patronize the grocery store. We have to learn how to grow the produce for them grocery markets. We have to learn how to actually get into stock in the businesses that's right in our community. We have to learn to work with the local community activist. Why? Because that local community activist knows what's taking place, who needs the resources, who's in that dire need of the resources. And then they also have a relationship. They understand the dialogue in that community. So that's why it's important. If you want to build a business in a community, some of the things that you want to do is reach out to the local district manager, the person that's going to be holding things down, the people that you need to contact to know, like if you need to have bulk picked up, if you want to actually do a campaign where you walking through the neighborhoods. You need to contact those people that's in that area to find out how have they been going by doing so, and how you need to introduce yourself to make sure that they know that you on a block. I'm just saying, we know how it go. So let's make sure that we are being respectful as we're going into different people's neighborhoods as well to grow it, because we all out here to empower, develop, and encourage and uplift, our communities, and whatever it takes to be able to be that problem solver in a lot of these needs, we need to make sure that we are meeting. Another thing that we see that we always want to complain, okay, well, the black business is not as professional. Well, we know a lot of the times it's only a handful of people that you have to help you when you have your own business as a black melanated individual. Sometimes we don't come with the rule books, or sometimes we don't read, should I say, the rule books. And you can tell because our businesses is affected, our sales is affected, the way that we build is affected. So I feel like if we start to learn money, if we start to learn the language, if we understand what credit means and how it can benefit you versus just feeling like, oh, well, I'll just pay it back whenever, or they're going to have to get me, catch me when you can. Like, that is the last thing you want to do when it comes to building your credit. So, we're going to be talking about credit as well, the importance of it. We're going to be talking about savings, the importance of savings. We're going to be talking about the importance of investing because, again, our investment dollars is down. Our net worth is down 13%. Why? Because we haven't invested the money that we were spending. We were going to buy all types of stuff, all types of stuff. I don't even think I need to really name it. But the things that we was purchasing, I was listening to one young man speak. I can't remember. I was going down YouTube and I caught a clip and he was speaking about, how do we meet the needs? Okay, so we got to find out what is the black dollar spending their money on? Like, what is the prime products, services, um, as a consumer? Then when we find out what that is, we meet that demographic, right? So once we meet that demographic, we start to create them services and the products that these individuals is looking for, which is ourselves, as melanated individuals. So we got to find out how to meet that need, because instead of having Fortune fives and individuals that do not really put back into the community, do not encourage, financial literacy and being able to uplift those that's in impoverished areas. We don't want to uplift their pockets and send them out of town and let they have families have vacations and everything, and we sitting over here looking like this while we sitting out here working and putting our money into spending more money. Like, why do we work so hard to spend it? Why do we work so hard to just give it back to the woes that we didn't work for? That's never that I don't really get it. But anywho, before I get off the subject, I'm just saying, like, at this point right now, we have a better opportunity to make our voices be heard, because one thing we know is money is power. So overstanding that, our spending power is dominating right now. So what are we going to do? We're going to find out how to meet the needs. Okay, so how do we meet the needs of the spending power? Like, what are we purchasing? Find out. Make sure that you're bringing the best quality. Oh no, one thing, we love quality product. We love quality product. So that means when we make products, we need to make sure that we're using product um, that is that has a longevity. So we want to use a better quality of leather, a better quality of spandex, of materials of golds or diamonds. I know plenty of jewelers that actually make some of the coldest jewelry out of metals, out of golds, with diamonds and rubies and everything, like black owned individuals. I know some, like the hair business right now is a $1 billion industry. Like, I know plenty of individuals that has invested actually in purchasing hair. Now we might ain't grow the hair. I'm just saying, I mean, we gonna have to baby step, y'all. Sometimes we be like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. But let's just start with one. Let's start to just first generate income. Because guess what? If I was to be able to teach you, and you how to be able to make $1 million in less than a year, if we, all of us, just to say, I was speaking to an individual, he was just made a very valid point. If we was to get 12 individuals, sit them at the table, right, and we was to be able to show each one of them how to make $1 million, the next thing we should do is not continue to just teach folks how to make the $1 million. We have to teach them how to invest it. So then that's when we go into the investment portion. That's when we go into, okay, now we all got a million, how much of that million, because we still got to put savings up, right? We still got overhead, we still got to be able to live a little bit off of that so we can flip it, right? So we got $1 million. We didn't invest it. We didn't saved, and we didn't took care of a couple things. How much are we going to put back onto the table to be able to grow a pot to come out of the poverty states that we are in? How are we going to be able to put into a pot to purchase the block up? How do we purchase all of the vacant houses on our block? Everybody become a millionaire at that table. At least start with the 12. Okay, so then them 12 purchased, they all purchased 5 houses for less than $5,000. Okay. So now we got that out of the way. We all got purchased homes. So then we're gonna have to put another fund to the side to be able to build these homes and be able to bring these homes to be livable. So now we have sustainable living situations. Now we got housing, guys, right? So then what we're going to also do in the process of all of this building, we're going to create jobs, because we need individuals to actually fix these places up. So now we're going to tap into black owned construction businesses. You see what we're doing? We're generating, right? So then we know we're going to need construction, we're going to need electricians, we're going to need plumbing, we're going to need, so that's already generating dollars, right? Okay, so then we're going to need tenants, or we're going to need individuals in them homes to be able to either purchase, to be able to create, some assets in individuals' lives, because again, owning a home also gives you the benefit to be able to sit at a table for a few different things. I'll just say that. So now we got the housing, and now we got a couple jobs generating. So now we got to start purchasing the buildings in the area as well. So we got 1 year out of the way. Next year, we got to purchase a couple buildings within our neighborhood. We need to purchase some grocery stores. We need to have a doctor's office. We need to have a hair salon, few hair salons, a few hair stores, um, again, and then some quality business, some quality business. Like a lot of times, say black business owners, they so lazy, they don't get this. If y'all don't stop that myth, that is not true. Not everybody, because one thing we do know how to do is work. We are laborers. It's just natural in us. We know how to labor. It's just, how are we actually teaching each other how to manage? Like, what is our management skills like? Because I notice we are so competitive, or so at each other necks when it comes to. when it comes to melanated individuals working with one another. Not saying that other cultures don't have that. I'm just specifically talking about us melanated individuals. We got to stop being so pointing the fingers on what's not being done correctly and more so figure out how to come up with a solution to make it better. Now, how do we make that business on the corner, work for our money? How do we make them work for our money? We come in and say, I come in here every week to make sure that I patronize you because you in my community. Can you please provide better quality food? Can you please make sure my food is hot when I come purchase? And say it without an attitude. Say it out of love. When you speak out of love, you be able to reach way more. I'm just going to be honest. You can reach way more when you speak out of love. And I'm not saying every time that you talk to somebody, you're going to want to speak in kindness all the time because you might be going through things. But I'm going to tell you one thing is it will allow you to be able to reach more people. Not everybody is going to be acceptance of the energy that you are going to provide, but it is your responsibility to give it because you never know who that customer is. You don't know if that customer is looking for the next person to invest $1 million into in the city of Detroit because this in the city of Detroit, we we is on top right now. It's so many. I think it was like 20. I think it was like 20,000 new entrepreneurs in the city alone of Detroit. Like what? What? Peace and power, sis. I hope all is well. I'm just saying, this money is here, baby. The money is here in the city of Detroit. When they saying, "Oh, it's so dirty, it's so nasty, it's so this, it's so," it's only in selected areas. And why is it done in selected areas? So the gentrification, the lack of education, all of these schools being broke down or tore down or not funded. We are pulling funding from school. We're pulling funding from our city. Um, just city funding because our roads is the ways that our roads is because we pulling funds from that to be able to build casinos. We're pulling funds from that to be able to do things that I feel like we can actually put on the back burner because we need our schools. We need better books. We need teachers. We need to have them funds. We need the police to be able to police, actually police, not harass, not be savages. I'm just saying. But yes, we need these people to be in position. But we're cutting jobs, to send other folks abroad is all I'm going to say. We need to know where the funds come into our community for passion projects, right? It's a certain amount of funds that comes into the community to resource individuals that has passion projects for some of the lower hanging fruit in our communities. We need to find out what are these individuals doing with that funding. But if we don't go to the meetings, if we're not a part of the conversation, we don't know. So we'll be like, oh, Detroit don't have anything to offer. Oh, it's no resources out here. But that's a lie. It's a myth. It's a straight myth. You can call 211 right now and get a list of different resources. 211. I call them often. That's how I get a lot of my resources. And you just have to be transparent and let them know exactly what it is that you need. And guess what? They're going to do their best to give you some resources. And sometimes, if it's not the resources that you need, you might learn of a few other things in the process. I was talking to somebody, peace and love, Mr. Allen. We build our own. We have to be a part. We must build our own. And what does building our own look like? Building our own looks like, again, creating that space, purchasing, come up with a collective. Start off with a collective in your community, a collective of like minded individuals, peace and love. Yes, yes. Sis over here on YouTube say she agreed. Yes. Like, let's start off in the community where we get a collective of a few individuals that says, okay, I'm gonna put this amount of money up. Or either y'all can say, okay, well, we're gonna start a susu and build a fund. Because not all the time we apply for or we meet the requirements for grants or for certain loans, even forgivable loans. Because it's a whole list of forgivable loans that community leaders can take advantage of. But a lot of the times we don't meet the requirements because we forget a couple steps because we are not properly trained to be able to handle a lot of these nonprofits and businesses because of the lack of knowledge. I feel like financial literacy is definitely something that we all need to encourage within our community, within our businesses, even our 9 to 5s. We should just encourage, hey, if we're going to be at work, let's, and they actually do it. They host monthly or weekly meetings about what these dollars is and what have came into our came into the business, and what uh I'll say, comparing it from last year, we made this many dollars. This year, we're down this many. So, y'all come up with a plan on how to bring them numbers up. That's the same thing we have to do in our community, guys. And then once we get collective and we know, okay, well, we got a little understanding of how to move our money around. And like you say over here, now you want to invest into your community. You want to purchase homes. You want to make sure that you are creating a stamp, an imprint in your community. How do you do that? Start to purchase the homes. Start to get in the conversation. Sit at the table. So as you purchase the homes, then you want to go ahead and purchase the land around you that's just as valuable. Oh my gosh. When you buy your first home with in that area, so many feet away is, you can actually purchase the land across the street, down the street. It don't necessarily have to be next door to you. I used to be in my head, I always thought that it had to be right next door to you. That's not the truth. Do you know that you can get DTE to cut you a check by just having solar panels, having your home being ran by solar panels? Do you know solar panels is not expensive? Scores of things that we need. Yes, it is. Commercial properties. That would be the next thing. So now, hey, we got into the community. So after we get into the community, what's next? We're going to go ahead and start to purchase the community of commercial properties. So we're gonna build some collective spaces first. Let's build, because when you have collective, you have more assets. Because now we done tapped into your net worth, my net worth. So now we got some net worth now. Now we got a little something to put together. We got even playing field. And as we build that community, then we're gonna go ahead and make sure we have the stores that we need to make sure that we meet the needs of that community. You're on the solar panels. Yes, solar panels is where it's at. Like I said, you can get DTE to cut you a check. Also the windmills. The windmills. Don't sleep on the windmills. I'm on. Yes, you say you're on it next. Indeed, indeed. I can't wait to actually turn my home into a solar paneled home. Oh my gosh. And then we got to make sure that we are watching what we eat. We can't miss that point. We are what we eat. A lot of our habits, our eating habits, come from the plantation. I'm just gonna be honest. We were given straps. Like we had to eat what back in the day during our slaving time, we had to eat what the slave idiots we had to eat their scraps. So what was left over, right? So that's where the ham hocks and the chitlins and all of this gross stuff, that's when we adapted these diets, right? And these diets carried on from generation to generation to generation. So they say, oh, diabetes is contagious or is hereditary. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's your eating habit. That's what's hereditary. That's what causes diabetes. It's not, oh, it runs in my family. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. You know why it runs in the family? Because high cholesterol runs in the family. Where do high cholesterol? It don't come from your family and blood, baby. It comes from what you eat and what you're putting inside of your body. So when you learn things like that, you'll learn how to curve your diet, right? So you become what you eat. When you start to eat things that's gonna give you life, you start to feel better. You start to move different. You appreciate life a little different as well. Yes, yes. Khadija say, true. These are facts, big facts. Starting a garden like your grandma. Y'all remember when grandma used to have them gardens? Oh, you better not step on nothing that was not cement because they had their little pathway. They either had a dirt trail or they had the little cement pavement that they made. Yes, yes, yes. And they had a little sitting area with that for their little wham. They be sitting there having a little conversation. I used to be like, oh, folks, nah, I can't wait to build me mine. I can't wait to create that in my backyard. Oh my gosh. You are what you eat, right? Over here on YouTube, Miss Sassy, you are what you eat. That is completely correct. So as we building in our community, as we purchasing the homes, as we're purchasing these commercial buildings, as we're building these community gardens, as we're attending these political meetings to have our voice being heard, so we can have a say so on how our community is being ran. We want to make sure we also is taking care of our spiritual, whatever that is. I don't judge on whatever you decide. Just make sure you have some type of moral base, okay? He said, yes, you remember. I'm just saying. I used to love them gardens. I used to love them big old cucumbers. Y'all remember them big giant cucumbers? They don't even make them the same. Oh, they do. You got to go to the right grocery market though. But yeah, like throwback, throwback. But you definitely want to make sure that you follow some type of narrative, some type of blueprint, and be part of the change. Again, I don't have all the answers. I'm just giving some suggestions. I'm just throwing a few things out here and hoping that some few folks would take advantage of the information, and let's just put our heads together and make it make sense. Most of us wasn't born with diabetes. How did we get exactly how? Because we are born into a family that has adopted the eating habit of eating high sugar. So y'all know about the Kool-Aid. Y'all know about the big breakfast where you got uh biscuits, you got pancakes, you got bacon, you got ham, you got turkey, you got sausage, you got grits, you got rice, you got salmon, and I'm talking about every day. These are the meals that we eating, right? These are every day. I'm talking about eating real good. Ooh, I'm getting hungry thinking about it. And then we got the cupcakes and the sweets, and on top of all that sugar and Kool-Aid and pops and chocolates. These are our habits, right? The ice cream truck go down the street. Woo! Ho! Ho! Knowing dang gone well you just got about four of them before this. Like, come on now. And what are we eating when we get on there? We getting the chocolate this, the sweet that, the nachos this, and the sundae that. Like everyone, we gonna get something different until our stomach is hurting later on by the end of the day. We wasn't lactose tolerance. No, we didn't just had too much of it. That's just pus. We filled up with pus, and our bodies is rejecting it. But we don't have these conversations. We don't have these conversations. Do you know a few years ago, probably about 6, 7 years ago, right? One of my friends was like, um, they was like, Daddy, you remember the Kool-Aid? Remember the sugar Kool-Aid? Y'all remember our hands used to be red and blue, tongue red and blue. Man, that just was good. I ain't gonna hold you up again. It was learned behavior, right? So when my children, I have four children. So when they were young, I didn't give my children Kool-Aid. And I don't think they got Kool-Aid until they were older. Until we moved back to Detroit, right? One of my friends was like, what's your favorite Kool-Aid? I think they asked my children, like, what's your favorite Kool-Aid? And they was like, Kool-Aid. Oh, we don't drink that often, but we like grape. Everybody loves grape, right? And so he was like, what do you mean you don't have it often? Like, you're supposed to have Kool-Aid every day. And like, why are you disrespecting your children like this day? And I was like, the nerve. And then I thought about it to myself, you're depriving them of the experience. And I'm like, dang, you might be right. The Kool-Aid days was an experience, right? Oh, we had to eat everything on our plate before we got the Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid in our household was a treat. We didn't get Kool-Aid all the time. Our parents made sure that we had more water in our system. Okay, so we didn't have that. And then when we did, again, it always had to sit in them. And I never understood that. Parents was kind of cruel. Why you gonna sit the Kool-Aid right in front of us, knowing we thirsty? We got all this food in our mouth, trying to swallow all this dry. I'm just saying, Mama, I love you. Most of it was awesome, Mama. Most of it was awesome, but we can't drink our Kool Aid. But yes, I thought about it, so I went and I got my kids some Kool-Aid and was like, you know what, I want y'all to experience this. But then they end up going right back to the water as well because again, it tastes better to us. So again, we are what we eat and we are what we allow, inside of our body. So I'm delighted to say that my children would prefer water over pop and Kool-Aid. My girls eat asparagus, they eat zucchini, they eat a lot of vegetarian dishes. Even my young men as well. We don't eat pork. Um, I don't really buy too much beef in my house, but I would buy some ground beef. I think that's about it. But yes, I'm trying to encourage them to just be mindful of what they eat. And I'm saying for an adult, for me to be able to make that type of impact on young adults, I feel like obviously we're doing something right, right? So again, make sure that we're encouraging a healthy lifestyle because sometimes the children don't know what it looks like. We are responsible for saying to show them what that looks like. So what are you doing? Again, if y'all ain't doing nothing on November the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, make sure y'all are chimed in and I will put it in the comments. Chime into our fifth annual Black Friday generating Black dollars and bringing awareness to because we have to overstand what it's supposed to look like. And I want y'all to be a part of the conversation again. And maybe you guys can give a couple ideals and share a few resources. Even if you're watching this right now, put a couple resources in the comments on how we can actually become a little more um, financially wise, should I say, and being able to make different decisions with our money when it comes to investments, when it comes to saving, when it comes to actually being able to make your money make money for you. So it's different ways, multiple of ways that you can actually do that. Even with the blockchain, there's many ways that you can do that. Other thing that we don't do enough is we exercise. Oh, good point. Good point. Oh, one thing I would like to share with you guys, like my exercise regimen have changed my whole life. A lot of y'all know I have pulmonary artery disease, which is a blood circulation disorder or sometimes get blood clogs in my legs and we have to watch out for them floating. So a lot of the things that I found to help me is exercise and keeping that blood flow going. So sometimes I can't sit in a certain position for long or I can't stand for long. So what I do is I just keep that blood flowing. So myself, I know, and I'm a living witness that exercise helps, excuse me, and it matters. So we also have Miss Keisha from Peace and Harmony. She's going to be speaking about the importance of blood flow. She's a professional massage therapist. So she's going to be teaching like different ways that you can get rid of headaches. She's going to be encourage you to learn more about your body so you can know when you go sit down with the massage therapist, you can let them know these are the things that I'm going through with my body right now. How can you align it? Because when you're aligned, whoo, I'm telling you, walk different, you sit different. The way do like sometimes can you sit up straight? A lot of people can't sit up straight because most of the time we slouch. How many people just slouch like this? Have your mama ever said your back gonna get stuck like that? Tell no lies. How many old people you see walking like this? I know young people right now that walk like that. Why? Because you just lazy with it. You just get so posture, it matters. Exercise, it helps that. It helps with your stability. It helps with your mobility and all of that. So exercise is definitely a very valuable thing to incorporate in your life as well. Thank you, Blue, for sharing. Yes, yes, yes. And check your credit, what it stands for. A lot of people, yeah, it took me a minute to ask it because I used to say I was gonna get a credit card. My dad always told me, "Don't you get no credit card because they ain't doing nothing but trying to just get you in a debt." And I really didn't even know what debt was, but I knew I ain't want it, so I was like, "I'm not gonna get no credit cards, right?" I did not start getting my credit cards until I was over 30 when I first got my first credit card. Why? Because I was afraid of it. I did not have the knowledge of it again because they didn't really teach that in public schools where I'm located at, which is in Detroit. I was not raised in a private school or where a school that taught financial literacy. Yes, I knew my math, I knew some social studies, I knew some science. I was even on a debate team. But I knew music, I knew uh athletic type of activities, but they were not teaching really how to balance a checkbook. But they did have economic type of programs that you can take advantage of, but you have to be willing to fight for your knowledge, guys. That's what I say, seek and you shall find. That is so true. So even in public schools, the resources was there, guys. I didn't really pay attention to it until actually I had to be honest with myself. A lot of the reason why I was able to not be a product of my environment and actually be a survivor to be able to share with other individuals that's willing to listen, to the testimonials that you can make it out, but it's all about how far you're willing to learn to come out of a situation. And a lot of the times when we're finding ways to learn learn a process, God, universe, spirit, opportunity is going to provide itself, is going to present itself to you in many different ways. Your doors is going to just start opening for you to be able to work with certain individuals to help court you into knowing better knowledge of financial stability, sustainable income, being able to have that for you and your family to come, So, with that being said, as you always go to lift someone else up, understand that it's going to be a hand that's coming down to you to be able to lift you up as well. One of the things about becoming financially free is giving back to community. That's what I want to make sure that I touch on as well. The importance of giving back to community. Because when spirits see you do that, your dollars is almost automatically, I promise you, it's going to come back to you 4, 5, 10-fold. You know why? Because you're part of that you're generating. You're part of that flow, you know. So making sure that you donate to your community charities, making sure that you show up for the community leaders. When they say this is a call of actions, we need our community to come through. Bring your community through. If you can't come, make sure that you share what somebody else going on. I don't know what's wrong with people, but y'all act like it's gonna hurt you to share a message. Share the message. It's better to share a message than to just sit there and say, oh, nobody's doing anything. Don't nobody want to work with one another and blah, blah, blah. Stop all of that because you are becoming the troll at that time. You are just being a troll because what are you doing to aid and support the community that you live in? And even if you don't have children, you have nieces and nephews, right? You have godchildren sometimes. So we got to make sure that we are intentional and showing up for our next generation to come. Okay, because we're not going to be here forever. Nobody's guaranteed forever, right? So understanding that, make sure that the time that we have to make the imprint, especially in this media of matrix, we can reach so many homes. This message can reach so many homes if you share on your timeline to 10 people. Tag 10 people and say, you need to check this message out. I believe that you need to share this message because it's so much power in generating black dollars because the black dollars are already generating. It's just not generating in our communities and in our businesses and brands. How do we do that? Make sure that y'all chime in on the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. We about to get ready to show out. We about to show up for each other. I'm going to be sharing awesome businesses, awesome services that black individuals provide. I'm going to be sharing some youth entrepreneurs that's reigning. And yeah, we're gonna be sharing some information, some resources. Also, we're gonna be doing a live podcast and we're gonna be speaking to some superheroes and they're gonna be sharing their experiences and their testimonials of their journey. And also, they're going to be encouraging the importance of generating Black dollars in community. And also making sure that business and community understand each other's position and the importance of each other's role. Because we got to remember that in order to have a business, you have to be a part of the community because the community is what's going to support your business. Okay. I appreciate everybody that's chimed in right now. Make sure y'all share the message. If you ain't did nothing else, let me get some thumbs in the comments. Let me know that you are listening, that what I've been sharing today is resonating with you guys. Again, for more information, make sure you stay connected. I'm going to be sharing the event. Thank you for them hearts and for the thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. Again, the network would not be what it is without you showing up. But let's make sure that we are making an imprint in this media of matrix and we are encouraging us to stand up. How do we stand up? We make each other accountable for it. So make sure you share the message, get active in the comments. Let me know where y'all coming in from. If anybody actually want to participate in this amazing opportunity, when I post it in the comments, just go into the event page, hit going first off, and invite 10 people. Just invite 10 people. If everybody can invite 10 people, I believe we'll have a platform to be able to share these amazing products and services with you guys. And again, chime in to all of the other events that we have coming up. And if you ain't doing nothing else, make sure y'all come back a little later and just check out some of the other feeds that we have had, some other podcasts. I'll title it replay remake, excuse me, replay remix, and then our past pod talks that we have had. So go check them out. Make sure you go over on our YouTube channel and like all the videos. Just go like. Thank you. And then make sure you get active in the comments as well. YouTube, make sure you go over to Facebook and Instagram. Instagram, I'm doing some numbers over there, guys. So make sure y'all chime into my Instagram. We will be hosting our business Saturday over on Instagram. So again, if you're not following, go follow today. That's the Network Junkie, Da.Network Junkie, Junkiey, because I get high off of this right here. So let's make sure that we are following. I'll be keeping everybody updated to the latest what's happening. Starting tonight, I'm gonna be getting out some flyers of our speakers. Again, let me give a shout out one more time to everybody that's going to be participating, because again, this event will not be taking place without you amazing individuals. Shout out to Zeke Malachi, the Black Tax Agency. Shout out to Chris Allen, Still Got Frames 2. Shout out to Victoria Sight Photography. Shout out to Chris Rusty. Shout out to Black Smith. Shout out to Cleaning to the T. Shout out to Third Design mentees, Dayana and Daykyla. Shout out to Miss Alex. Shout out to From Women's to Queens. Shout out to 100% Women. Shout out to the network group, Wick and Whack, King of Bling, Hall Stars. Who else? Jeez Louise. Shout out to the network group. What your network do? What your network do? Hmm. Oh, we support in real life. So let's just make sure that we are showing up for one another and that I see y'all this Wednesday. Don't forget, it is Blackout 2022. I'm in the building from 5 to 12 a.m. Let me give y'all that address again. That is 19610. That's 19610 Plymouth Road. That is the Black Fox. Uh Impros, excuse me, I'm looking for who doing it. Impros, we trust is actually presenting it. Again, I look forward to you guys. You can bring your own bottle. Don't forget, in March, guys, we will be launching our Third Design will be launching, excuse me, our after school program. So this year, next year, excuse me, they're going to be doing t-shirt design. So that's going to be the next workshop. So these are excuse me, the proceeds that's coming from this event is going to be going towards making sure that this is free for the youth. So we got to just go purchase a few more supplies. So if you want to donate, please don't hesitate to donate. You can donate right now. You can send it over to my Cash App, or you can contact me and I can give you my Zelle to make sure that these proceeds are given to a righteous cause, which is making sure that we teach our youth how to turn their hobbies into entrepreneurship. So you can Cash App first put the dollar sign, MZDANAJAY, and the number one. That's MZDANAJAY, and the number one. The network junkie will pop up. If you just want to give courtesy donation, please send it over. Again, these kids matter. Let's help them turn their hobbies into entrepreneurship, and let's talk to them about financial literacy. One other thing before I go, I encourage every community leader, every activist, everybody that wants to actually empower our youth. Let's make sure we start by encouraging the importance of generating the dollars in your community, and let's also let's make sure we encourage financial literacy. And I'm not saying that's going to solve all of our problems, but I know it could solve a couple. So let's make sure we put our heads together, because us superheroes, we matter too. And until next time, you know who it is. It's your girl, the network junkie, which is going to always keep you updated to the latest what's happening. And what's happening right now is I'm going to go home over to Instagram, because they was kind of waiting on me, but I only had 2 devices. So I'm going to go over to Instagram. So whoever's following me, meet me over there. That's DA.Network Junkie, JUNKIE official. All right. And if you're not following, go follow on all social media networks. I'm Googleable now, y'all. So make sure you go Google and just find your place. I appreciate everybody. Until next time. Every what? Monday from 9 to 10 p.m. We live with it. Peace.